I had no idea you were getting married.
Huh?
She's white.
Bitter. On 3rd of October 2006, 2 years back. 4 weeks ago.
10 years back.
On 9th of July, in the lobby of Search building. In December of I got off 6 months ago.
2.5 years ago when I joined the Search group.
About 3 years ago.
Planning meeting for Search must have been around March 2003.
Over 2 years ago.
For like 5-6 years now. I think we met first when probably you joined Microsoft, maybe on your first day.
I met Gaurav a long time ago when he was a tester on the homepage team, and he was just very, very vocal about how much he disliked it, and it was fun to hear him rant and rave about things.
The up-and-coming dev lead for index serve and aggregation, and he and Girish were just the most amazing two-man feature team you've ever met in your life.
And he came across as a very carefree guy, and I never thought he would, I didn't think of him as intelligent or smart at that point, but he was clearly very fun.
Helped me probably more than anyone else to get my feet on the ground here and make me learn everything that's going on in this group. And we set up my machines, and he was really good at that to the extent that I even thought that he was a hardware person that in charge of all the hardware.
Impressions of Gaurav was he was incredibly busy and never answered any of my questions anytime I asked them. Eventually he did get good answers.
I would have picked him as a role model for myself. I hope that I can be where he is now when I hit his age.
We went out for dinner, I guess, and he seemed, he didn't, at that time I didn't know he was such a big shot.
He took me for a lunch interview.
Met him when he was on an international hiring trip to India, and he was my final interviewer. And although all were good, he impressed me the most.
He gives me a call that he wants me to interview at airport, and I was like, what's that? So I was like almost sure that it's someone who's playing a prank on me.
He took my first interview.
Information with Search. I had information with Rohit, and at the end of the information, just when I thought everything was done and things were looking good, he dragged me over to Gaurav's office, and Gaurav gave me the maximum sub-array problem. I thought was kind of funny.
When he interviewed me in Search, and it was a hard interview.
First met Gaurav, he was interviewing me. He asked me this kind of crazy question, something about sort of a matrix of numbers where the numbers increased in both directions or something, and it was one of those questions where there was kind of a trick and I didn't figure out what the trick was, so my impression of Gaurav wasn't that great. He just kind of looked bored while I kind of messed around on the whiteboard, and I'm pretty sure he no-hired me. I'm here.
I was the person who interviewed me when I joined the team, and he asked me a bunch of hard technical problems in the interview, which I had a hard time with, but he gave me a hire anyway, which is why I am on the team. So, and I've been working with Gaurav for a really long time.
Who is this kid? What does he do?
Who's the audience here? Is it just Gaurav? Or
24 hours a day. Got some pretty good stamina going there.
he can.
He's a man beside the very high table, and
He has a very beautiful office.
I was surprised how young and how energetic he was.
My goodness, this kid, he knows everything?
I know. Yeah, this is going to need to be edited.
I'm sure it's bad for Search.
that someone else is going to have to watch the live site at 3 a.m. and it'll probably actually have to cut back to maybe 21 hours of work a day. Maybe 20, I'm not sure exactly. He's got some pretty good stamina going there.
It's kind of sad to say, but I'm worried that now that Gaurav's married, that he's going to be spending less time 7/24 watching the live site, and I'm afraid I might have to do some of that instead.
I guess we've come to rely on Gaurav to be here at all hours, and that will change.
Well, I'm very concerned about Gaurav getting married because of its impact on the search team. I'm not sure who's going to get up and fix the live site at all sorts of crazy hours. It's certainly not going to be me because I'm married and I've got kids.
So I understand you're getting married. I assume that means that there'll be someone wanting you to spend time elsewhere besides here. So we'll see what happens. I don't know if the index servers are going to fall apart or...
Stop working and the whole index team is very far apart.
I definitely don't think Gaurav's going to be responding to my 2 a.m. emails anymore. I'll still be monitoring your uptime with nightly emails.
What I can think of is my Friday one-on-ones which happen at 6 o'clock would be shifted. I hope you have better things to do than having one-on-ones on Friday evenings.
Gorka.
Once you're married, yes, I think your time allotment will change some, but I think you'll feel better about it.
Cell phone's going off at 2 in the morning. He's going to be really angry. He's very angry.
For the impact of marriage on his wife, I think she doesn't know what trouble she's getting herself into.
Just slightly changing the priorities of his time spending and life priorities.
Bitter. So I'm sure Gaurav will continue to be the great manager that he is, and hopefully he's going to be happier on his personal life level.
I don't think that much will change. Of course, slight adjustment in his working hours will be there, but he will somehow get even more efficient and organized, and I think he will balance it very well.
Like maintain the balance, and I don't think anything will change even after marriage.
For Gaurav, I wouldn't think there will be any issue. Depending, based on what I have seen him.
I think Gaurav is not only a warrior, but he is also a good shepherd. I think he has been building a very good team who can step up when he spends more time with his family. So in terms of impact, I think his great team will have more chance to get more first-hand experience, and but I think the team will always look up to his leadership. That will never change.
First, to begin with, Gaurav would be like as hardworking as he is right now, but then and sometimes his wife will start having problems and she'll start complaining like, what the heck, you don't have any time for me. So then Gaurav will step back, he'll try to balance out things, and then finally I think in the end he'll make his wife also equally hardworking and professional in his life. It's an equilibrium state. He'll come back, he'll start working 24/7, but probably his wife also will start working 24/7. So yeah.
In this area I know more than you, Gaurav.
And I'll tell you what my wife told me when I first got married. Everything that you own is now mine, and everything that I now own is still mine. So you own nothing now. Welcome to the club.
Bitter. Marriage brings a whole balance to your life. Instead of spending all your time that you have on working, you know, actually have to ration this time between your family and your work. And for me, it made me more self-aware in my time. I now need that. I now know that I only have that many hours per day to work, and I am more focused.
So now marriage is fun, in spite of what people say.
Suggestion is make sure you have a perfect wedding, especially how your wife feel about the wedding. Try to make it 100% available or enjoyable, because otherwise, my experience is that if she complains on the wedding day, she will keep complaining that for the rest of life.
And that's one of the reasons why this Friday we are having this class. You will learn two things. One is conflict resolution, which is very important. And number two, your personality type. I suggest you give your wife also a Myers-Briggs.
I think it's going to be very positive for him, and you get a lot of companionship.
So I think, mutual trust will be one of the most important factors in marriage.
Important advice I can give you is